So, okay. So this is 2D13. I've just opened up a title block, but I'm going to do it to the right. I think I scaled this up by 3, but I'm not sure yet. I'm going to go ahead and draw it first to begin with. So, all right. Outside circle has a radius of 10 based off this dimension right here. So I'm going to go to the circle tool, center radius, and type in 10. As you can see, it's a little bit larger than the title block. So I'll just slide it over a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and finish it and then come back. All right. I've got a couple center lines. So I'm going to go ahead and change my properties to magenta and my line type to center. And these go, like if I look over here, they're 60 degrees apart. So I'm going to set my polar tracking to 30 degrees because there's no option for just 60. So I'm going to set it to 30 degrees and start a line in the center. If I'm straight up, that's 90 degrees, and it should snap 30 degrees if I just go to the left like this. So I'm just going to go to the left. I'll make it, I'm going to make it actually hit the circle. So I'm going to go not straight up, but 30 degrees to the left, which will be my first snap point, and I'm going to click right there. It should be 10, but you can go past it if you want. So I'm just going to go 10 and 30 degrees. If I've done it right, I'll go to the angular dimension tool right here and click between those two, and it should say 60 degrees. I'm going to erase that, but I just wanted to check it. On the bottom, I'm sorry? The big circle is radius 10 based on this dimension right here that I'm pointing at. Okay? So on the bottom, I've got two angles that are 120 degrees apart, so I can keep my polar tracking on 30 degrees and just know that I need to count not just one tick mark, because that's 30 degrees, but go two, not tick marks, but snap points. So not straight down, not the first snap point, but the second one. It should be 60 degrees from straight down. Same thing for the other direction, not straight down. I'm going to go this way to the first snap, this way to the second snap, and I'm going to go ahead and extend it until it hits that 10 there. Okay? And then I've got a circle here with a radius of 6. That tells me the intersections where I create these circles going all the way around there, as well as these circles there. So I'll go ahead and make that too while I'm at it. That has a radius of 6, so I'm going to do circle, center radius, click the center, and type 6. And just to make it a little easier to understand, I'm going to trim both of those two parts, and I'm left with this arc and this arc. Okay? All right, so this is supposed to be a gasket or something. It's got a bunch of teeth going around the outside. Basically, it's just one circle that gets arrayed using polar array. So let's change my properties back to by layer, And on the right quadrant of this big circle, I'm going to make a circle that has a radius of 1.6 based off this dimension I'm pointing at here. So 1.6, okay? And I'm going to use the polar array tool to duplicate it around the outside of this larger circle. How it works is I click on the object, go over here to polar array, and then it'll say specify the center point. The center point is going to be in the middle of that circle there. And what it does is it duplicates it based on the number of items and the fill angle up here. 360 means it's going all the way around. Number of items is how many circles it duplicates. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, let me count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 circles. So the number of items up here, I'm going to change that to 12, and then it duplicates it all the way around like that. Okay? So from here, I need to trim these circles because the outsides get trimmed off as well as this part of this circle. And actually, I could go around like this and trim all these parts off first. So I'll do that. Wait, is that right? That's not right. Undo that. That's backwards. I need to trim on the inside, right? Yeah. Insides of the circles. And it allows me to do that. TR, enter, enter. I just have to click on the correct locations. Now the problem is, I can't click on these circles out here because technically they're part of an array. They're all grouped together. So it won't let me just TR, enter, enter, and click those. I have to type the word explode, which I've written up on the board over there. What explode does is it takes that array and it explodes it or breaks it into just a bunch of different circles. So I type explode, click on the array, then click enter, and what it does is it takes those and just makes them 12 individual circles rather than part of an array. And once they're circles, I can use TR, enter, enter, and the trim tool in order to trim those all the way out around the outside. Does that make sense so far? Okay. So from there, let's go ahead and do these bottom bottom circles right here. So they have a diameter of 2. So I'm just going to start with one that's over here. Oops, sorry, I went to radius. Let's do center diameter. Start it there, 2. And I'm also going to use the array tool to create these. I could just make a whole bunch of lines that are 20 degrees apart or something like that, but I'm going to use polar array again. So I click on the object I'm going to array, I click polar array, and then I choose the center, same center as last time, right there. And it starts duplicating it around 360 degrees. So what I want to do is change 360 degrees up here to just 120. That way it only duplicates it from this point to that point. And I need to change the number of items from 5 to 6 because I believe there's only 5, or from 6 to 5, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 circles, not 6, so I changed that to 5. So my array is 5 items filled 120 degrees. Okay, and that's that bottom part. That part's done. Up to the top, I've got a radius 1 circle from here and here. So radius 1, radius 1. And to create this little, I don't know what you'd call it, you've got a curve on the top and a curve on the bottom. It's really simple. You start it from here, end it there. Start it from here, end it there. Use the trim tool. I'm going to choose these 2 circles as my cutting edges. That way I can just erase those. And then type TR, enter, enter in order to trim those 2. And that's that top little solenoid thing. What's that? Okay, last part. This one's kind of tricky. I'm going to use array again. The information that I have about this little design here is that there's a line coming straight down. Actually, I'm going to start with the 2 circles. Sorry. There's one diameter of 4, one diameter 6. So diameter 4, circle diameter again, 6. That's the 2 circles. I'm going to draw a line straight down to the quadrant of that outer circle because basically there's a blue line that goes straight down right here. And then 110 degrees this direction, that's where it ends. So I need to draw another line out here somewhere that's 110 degrees. But currently I have my polar tracking set to 30 degrees, and 30 doesn't go into 110. It goes 30, 60, 90, 120. So what degree, which option do you think I need to change this to in order to create a line that goes 110 degrees? 10. Okay? 10's the only one I believe that goes into 110. Oh, yeah, Doug says we could also hit tab, so you could also hit tab to set the angle, but I think that might be, well, it's not more work, but it's more math. We're going with the math-free option today. So here's what we're going to do. Straight down, you could count like 10, 20, 30. Every time it ticks, that's 10 degrees. 40. Or you can know that from straight down to straight left, that's 90 degrees. So you could just start left and know that that's 90. 100, 110. I'll go ahead and stop it right there, I guess, and then use the trim tool to trim it back. All this stuff also gets trimmed along with it. And you're left with basically just that little macaroni right there. So that was a line that went straight down, 2 circles, and a line going at 110 degrees. I take that little macaroni there, use polar array again, choose this center again for the 3rd time, and the number of items gets changed to 3 because we want 3 little macaronis going around the center point of our object there. And then we hit close array. And that's our object. I believe this was 3. Let's check it and make sure it fits. They're scaled up by 3. I'll use the move tool, grab this, put it in the middle. Yes, 3 works. And just a couple more things here real quick. I'll go to radius. Let's say I'm going to mark the radius of this. That looks good. And just so I have it recorded what the dim style needs to be, I'll go to modify primary units. Decimal should be 0.00 because I've got 2 decimal places right there. And I'm going to change the fit to 2. And let's see how that looks. That looks okay, I believe. So I won't do all the dimensions. I'll save you that. I believe. Yeah, that works, right? Any questions? Okay, I'm going to end that.